Okay, so we have another Stellar League update, and we are now on version 1.6.7. So there's been a lot of updates since the last devlog and since the last 2v2 montage. So whoever didn't see the previous video, definitely check that out. We had our first 2v2 match, and it was super fun, and it was definitely useful from a feedback standpoint because it was the first time I got to see what competitive play looks like, what having opponents feels like, what defense and offense feels like. So, I mean, the closer we can get to a 4v4 lobby would be awesome. So, still totally looking for playtesters. If anyone's interested, reach out to me, and I'll put the contact info in the description. Yeah, especially people who are good at Rocket League, like, you know, above champ 1-2 rank and stuff like that, so that we can be playing with more people who are already comfortable with the mechanics. But people who aren't necessarily high ranked and just find this interesting, definitely reach out as well. Okay, moving on to the update here. So let me start the video. So we're on version 1.6.7. There is a new ship that you can use, but that's not what this devlog is going to be about. We're going to be focusing on ship abilities now. So this is the first ability we have in the game. It's the first ship is called the Wisp now, and it can now use the ability Blink. So it's going to use it here. Cool, so that is the Blink. So let me rewind. So you can see here, pressing and holding to charge to get this little static bubble thing to max. There's a little sound as well. I'll raise the volume a little bit. But yeah, there's a little sound that indicates that you're at the max point of the charge up, and then when you let go of the ship ability button, you blast forward. So this ability has a few uses. So if you're max charge, you'll get the furthest distance on the Blink. But yeah, I guess the most obvious use is it's a mobility mechanic. So if you want to like dash from one place to the next, this is one way to do it. And it just goes forward right now, so in the direction your ship is facing. The secondary characteristic, which is not visible here in this video, is that if you blink through an opponent's player ship, it will disable their ship's function for a period of time. Let's rewind here. This is the third use case. So you can see that the ball is now charged with the red team color, and the lights on it turned red as well. So now when anyone on the red team hits the ball, it gets hit with a lot more power. So all the red team's ball hits are amplified, essentially, as we can see here. So I think this is really interesting because, you know, so if the other team also blinks through the ball, it'll reset the timer for the charge on the ball and change the team color, so it favors the last team who blinked the ball. And this could be an interesting just like momentum thing from an overall gameplay standpoint. I'll rewind. Just because, you know, a team might want to hold momentum on the play by keeping the ball charged their color, you know, assuming everyone's like mechanically good and they can keep up with the positioning required for the ball moving this fast, or this fast. I'm wondering if, you know, this will be a kind of just like a momentum, like a possession momentum thing for the team that manages to keep the ball blinked as often as possible. But, you know, maybe players who use the Wisp will not necessarily blink into the ball all the time, and they may use it for other use cases. So who knows? Or yeah, it depends. I don't know what mechanics they're going to favor with the Blink. So I think this is going to be a super interesting one to play test. You know, the next play test is definitely going to be focused on the Blink. So I'm going to want everyone playing in the Wisp and seeing how people make use of the Blink ability and just see how it plays out. Okay, so mechanic 2 that was introduced. This is kind of a quality of life mechanic, if you want to call it that, But, you know, a lot of people were getting frustrated with getting stuck on the walls or stuck on the ground. So this will be it right here. Yep, right there. So now basically when you're close to a surface, if you used a burst, it will just pop you off of the surface that you're on. So popped off the ground, popped off the ceiling. And so this just kind of keeps the flow of your movement going, you know, so that you never get stuck on the wall. We already added the curves on the arenas so that you kind of never get stuck in a corner either. You're always moving and sliding around. So yeah, I mean, at this point it's just going to be clips of me. I still need to improve the spring arm on the ground. You'll see the camera clip into the ground a bit here. But yeah, there's just another example of sliding under the ball and then using the just the pop burst off of the surface, using the blink to charge the ball, taking a power shot. Yeah, so that's where we're at now. You know, the blink ability is eventually going to work in tandem with the Sentinel's ability, so that's the next thing I'm probably going to be focusing on from a development standpoint. But, you know, playtesting wise, this is what we got to test now, you know. I'm excited to see how everyone plays around with this. So, if you are interested in playtesting, definitely let me know. That would be super cool. Alright, I think that's all I have here with this update. You know, other than the Sentinel ability eventually working in tandem with the blink. Yeah, I guess we'll just finish with the last roll here. Just another example of a shot using the pop off the surface. And yeah, that is it. All right. Let me know if you want to join playtest. Bye.